Hey there everybody, I'm super excited to see you here again on my channel. Welcome back. Today we are getting into some boyfriend and girlfriend relationship drama or some signs that are pretty red. Let's get started. We're firstly starting off with a TikTok video, of course.
I don't care what you guys say, this is a subtle sign that he is an asshole and that you should immediately run. This one's petty, but I swear it's true. If you send him a photo of you where you're like looking nice and a nice photo for him, and you send it over and he responds with only emojis, no words, or even worse, if no emojis, no words, and he just likes it or loves it, puts a heart on it, that is a sure sign he's a low effort man. He doesn't deserve you. I don't care. I believe it. I stand by this. Every single guy that has done this to me has turned out to be an asshole and not worth my time.
I definitely agree this to some point. There are some different parts of like values into a relationship, so I can't completely 100% agree. There are different types of people, and some people probably don't even care about that. Like, for example, me, I would never consider or question my man about doing this, so that is not a red flag, obviously. It's definitely better if they do it, not gonna lie, but it's not really important for me. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I really look at other signs like loyalty, wisdom, matureness, and actions rather than some compliments. You know, that's probably not something that is probably too important to me, but it is a personal opinion, right? And for a lot of people, it is good to accept more. You're not asking for poetry, right? You're just asking for a full sentence, and let's normalize walking away from that if it's not making you happy. Let's read some comments. My ex-husband did this. I always thought it was so weird that he wasn't really that excited to get pictures of me. It is weird. Definitely it is. If you can't write one sentence, I mean, that's a red flag for a lot of people. And I don't know. It's just, I guess it's just too opinionated. It's definitely different for a lot of other people. Other comments say, I mean, if he was your husband, I'm pretty sure he saw you every day, so why would he get overly excited over a picture when he can see you every day? You're literally his wife. Just saying. I agree. I'm just a little bit more conservative in that sense. I don't measure my relationship, right, in compliments. So yeah. All right, next.
I just broke up with my boyfriend and found out my best friend has been sleeping with him, and this is how I'm gonna tell her. Guys, I broke up with him.
What happened? Finally. Oh my god, so he's singing. Oh, I wrote a song about why we broke up.
Sure.
So he's singing.
This is old. I've seen this before.
Nevada's been sleeping with him for like
What?
6 months.
It's not
Like 6 months.
But it just stop.
No, he admitted it.
Oh my god, I
I
can't.
know.
Just a boy.
I've known you my whole life.
What about friends, Sherry?
Friend Sherry, what are you guys talking about? So she was really excited about him being single. That's a red flag immediately. What about friends sharing? Excuse me. Girl, get off. You're not sharing, you're stealing. Yeah. This is your sign to block. Don't even waste your time on making a song, girl. That's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. Fire song though. Block. It's your time to glow up and never look back at your friend, ex, whatever. They're gone. Trash took itself out. Alright guys, we are now up to my favorite part. As always, we are reading some Reddit posts. I am so happy. I love Reddit. I love them so much. Let's start with a crazier story, huh? Am I the a-hole for suing my girlfriend after she had my 1967 Impala project taken to a scrap yard? Girl, what? No. No. Does she know what vintage cars are, like, at all? Like, does she know the values of things like this? I guess she didn't. That's why she took it to a scrapyard. And who gave her the permission to do that? I don't get it. You are the a-hole for me for sure now. Let's see. I'll try to keep this short. No worries. I love long stories. I had a 1968 Impala 4-door that I bought in February 2019. Nice. A couple of months ago, I bought my first house that had 2.5 car garage. I moved the car in and started tearing it down for a complete restoration. I had the body in one bay and the chassis in another, plus the whole garage filled with parts. About 2 months ago, my girlfriend came to live with me during this whole crisis, and this whole time she hated that car. She wants to park in the garage, but I have 2 acres of land with lots of nice places to park under shady trees, or hell, even in the barn if it has to be inside. I tell her tough luck, it's my house and it's not like I can just throw it back together real quick. Anyways, I was out of town for a couple of days on a business trip for a small local company I work for. When I got back, my girlfriend was all smiles. Making me food all the time, doing all the chores, all that. I thought maybe she was just happy to have me at home, but then I realized I didn't see her car in its usual spot. I asked her where she parked so I could make sure I move that area and keep it clean. She said not to worry because she parked in the garage. I asked her how and she told me to go check it out. Turns out while I was gone, she had hired someone to come over and move everything related to that car, including the drivetrain, body, chassis, and all parts, and take it to the local dump / scrapyard. I was absolutely dumbfounded. I love cars and I love how much some people take care of their cars. Like, I know that they worth a lot of money, especially the vintage cars. If you restore it and make it look really nice, you could make a lot of money. And especially this is a hobby for a lot of people. You have no right to do that. Your girlfriend who moved into his house, you have to respect what he does. Like, she hated the car the whole time. Babe, it was there before you. I think he has more relationship with that car than you do. You got like acres of land to park and you still pressed about the garage. That is ridiculous. That is insane. Literally, she scrapped someone else's classic built car like it's an IKEA furniture. And then her being extra nice right after, it's like, I committed a crime behavior. I'm just gonna be really nice and really good girlfriend because I cleaned for you. You're not doing anyone a favor, my love. I'm sorry. This is a horrible decision. You're not the a-hole. I'm gonna keep reading, obviously, but that's crazy. That is crazy. I don't like that. I spent over $11,000 on that car, including parts, services, and the car itself. $11,000. I told her that I was going to be taking her to court for that, and she brushed me off like I was being dramatic. Girl, you were being dramatic. He has acres of land and you decided to park in the garage. He even wanted to give you a barn if you wanted it inside. I don't understand what's your problem. You can't walk a few steps into your car? Why does it need to be in the garage? I really don't understand that. That is so ridiculous. I told her that it is done between us and she could go pack her things and leave. I admit I was really angry, but I did end up getting a lawyer and I have all the receipts for all the money I spent. And I have her on my house security cam footage letting the guys in. And watching them take it all, I think I can win. Yes, you can. This is your property. This is your property. She had no right to do this. Her family and friends were absolutely blowing me up, saying this is stupid, old piece of junk, and she cannot pay back all that money I spent. And I should just let it go. No, you shouldn't just let it go. What do you mean? What do you mean? File that report. What do you mean? She had the money, right, for people to come and pick up the trash, but now she's like, oh, I can't do anything. I have no money. Girl, you saw that guy was trying to protect this car, restore it, and make sure that it looks good, right? Because maybe it's a hobby, maybe he wants to resell it. These things are classic and they usually go for a lot of money, and you lost the case immediately. Honestly, like, the OP handled it better than most of us could have. I would have been super angry. I would have thrown a tantrum. I don't want to sound childish, but I would have thrown a tantrum. But I have been putting all my time, effort, and money into that car for a year and a half now, and god damn it, if I'm not going to get justice for what she did, am I the a-hole? Yes, you're not the a-hole. You should get justice for what has happened. She had no right to do this. I completely agree that you did the right thing and you handled it so much better than I would. I'm telling you. All right, you guys, there is an edit. Thank you all so much for your support and the awards and everything. I'm glad I have some people on my side. I got a call from her mom 20 minutes ago and she told me that I was ruining her daughter's life over a stupid car. I told her she ruined her own life. That is exactly what I mean by having consequences for your own actions. People need to grow up at this point. I have been gathering documentation and stuff, and I'm about to head down to the police station and file a report. As you should. As you should. Honestly, as suggested by lots of here. Once again, thank you all. Now we guys are up to the update. We went to the police station last night, was told to come back in the morning, just got back and filed the official report against her for grand larceny and grand theft auto. That is fair. That is fair. She did steal in a sense of your own property, right? You had your property and she stole it and then sold it. Technically garbaged it. I showed them all the receipts I had for the car and the footage of her letting the guys come and take it as well as title for the vehicle in my name. They said they will be in contact with all three parties, me, my ex-girlfriend, and the junkyard guys soon, and they will hopefully be able to recover some or all of the car. Just have to wait now. We have a huge update. They found my goddamn car. The junkyard guys apparently were in the middle of hiding it when the police came to ask them questions. It was on a forklift and they were gonna put it on top of the pile of cars that was hidden behind more piles of cars. They said it was theirs and they had the title, but obviously didn't have the title for it, and since they matched it, the win on the chases of the body of the win to my title. It was obviously mine. I'm so happy. I'm so happy this gets resolved the way it should. And I'm so annoyed that the junkyard guys were trying to hide it. I mean, they do know the value of this car probably too. I know at least one person there was arrested. I know at least one person there has been arrested. I think he was in the camera footage I talked about earlier, but I don't know if that was the boss or whomever or his specific charge. They also told me they would be looking into the specific junkyard for any other vehicles reported stolen. Yeah, why are they hiding it? Exactly what I thought. Like, they seem very suspicious. They said that they even haven't been able to get in contact with my ex just yet, but they are working on it. I'm just so glad they found my car. Luckily, I made a quite of an album of pictures detailing me tearing down the car, so I can use that to prove what parts they had were mine, so I can hopefully get most or all of it back. Police haven't let me take it back home yet, as they say it is evidence or something, so hopefully I can get it back eventually. Thank you all for the support, and she's gonna be all right. Yeah, I'm so happy. What a great resolution for you. I'm so happy that you got your car back. I am literally screaming. I don't want to scream because I do have a window open. If I scream, people are gonna think I am crazy or they're gonna call the police on me too. And they really thought they could literally hide a 1967 Impala like it's a keychain on top of other cars. Yeah, they are super suspicious. They definitely need to look into that. Let's wrap this up, you guys. If your partner hates what you love and then destroys it, run. Do not walk. Let this be a lesson for you, honestly. Document everything when you are working on a bigger project. And he didn't just dodge a bullet, he dodged a wrecking ball. This could have been a lot of a bigger issue, and I'm so glad he got it resolved. I'm waiting on the update on what he does with that woman in the case. So you're not the a-hole. Let's read some comments. Not the a-hole. Sue her for the cost of plus a few extra thousand for the time and money. Have her prosecuted for theft, destruction of private property, and have the guys that came to get it prosecuted for receiving stolen goods. Nail them to the wall. Love this energy. I mean, I can't blame the guys that came and got it. They were hiding it, and that is weird. Taking a car that the title was lost makes them kind of shady. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is super suspicious that they were like, okay, No problem. I have had cars sent to scrapyard and I didn't have the title in hand, so they refused to take it. This is her story. When the guys saw that they were getting, I'm sure they were jumping up and down inside, unless they know nothing about cars. Yeah. Otherwise, why would they be hiding an Impala? I think I'm saying Impala wrong. Impala? I'm sorry, guys. Don't judge me just yet, okay? Thank you. Next. Am I the a-hole for dropping our dinner on the ground and walking out when my boyfriend asked me what's for dinner tonight? No, you're not the a-hole. Let's see what he said. I was over at my boyfriend's apartment this weekend. I was cooking dinner because he was studying for exams. I made pasta and chunky sauce with meatballs and veggies. I told him dinner was ready and he goes, "What's for dinner tonight?" With a lot of emphasis on that last word. I was fed up. I had a pretty rough day with work and I had awfully bad associations with that word being used by other people in my life who were pretty abusive. So I was so irritated that I dropped the pot of pasta sauce I would be carrying right on the ground and was like, well, nothing is for dinner tonight, no. And I better not hear you say using that word again. It's for the girls. I agree. I completely agree. I don't like that. She's literally helping you out and cooking for you while you're studying, sir. Boy, be serious at this point. Like, don't be talking to your woman like that. He failed spectacularly. Don't like that at all. He was freaking out about how sauce was landed on his rug and he even said, "You're seriously acting like a now." I don't know what else to call it. What? I just walked out and got takeout for myself and went to my friend's house. She thought it was funny, but my boyfriend was furious. He kept texting and calling and sending me voicemail, was trying to explain that saying "what's for dinner tonight" was a TikTok trend and that he was just quoting something as a joke to put on TikTok. No, he didn't. My soul literally just said cringe. What are you talking about? What kind of TikTok trend? What are you talking about? That is an excuse. Calling a trend doesn't make it less gross or less disrespectful. You don't get a free pass for being rude because it was a trend. What are you talking about? I thought that was the excuse ever. It doesn't matter if he saw it as a joke or stole the joke. It was still disrespectful. That's exactly what I'm talking about. But it didn't change the fact that he thought this was funny to demean me when I was trying to do him a favor. Like hell, I came over when he was studying to make home cooked dinner and then he decides time for jokes. So I put my phone on not disturb for tonight and split the bottle of wine with my friend and her roommate. You deserve it. At this point, you deserve it. The next morning, he was sending me angry texts demanding that I clean his rug because he was too busy with exams to do it. I was shocked he left it overnight. That is disgusting. I texted him back saying, yeah, so that's the tax, honey. Leave me alone till you're ready to handle your own cooking and cleaning because this isn't anymore. Also, it's while you left that's soaking in all night. This is so funny. I love how she clapped back with her own saucing trend. TikTok is not your license to be a disrespectful boyfriend, period. He called me and told me that he was okay with doing his own household work, but I did throw a full pot of sauce at the ground, so that's on me to clean it up. I told him, yeah, no, I'm not comfortable doing the chores for you if you see me like you're... He told me he didn't and it was just a trend and I got pissed off. He was playing that TikTok trend excuse again and I told him, well, I'm starting a trend called saucing where as a little joke people throw pasta sauce around. You can't be mad because it's just a little trend, a little jokey joke. Just a little prank, bro. He got really pissed off and hung up on me. Now I'm still seriously wondering if this dumb TikTok joke is going to be the end of the things between us. I don't know, maybe you did overreact at that some point, but I do think he shouldn't be calling you anything like that. Or at least he has to be really reasonable about it. Don't call each other name for that reason, especially if the person knows you had a bad day. He got the consequences of his own actions. You're not an a-hole for reacting that way, obviously. I do think though, you did spice it up a little bit more, so that's why you kind of ruined it with him by going at his own energy. If you do want to protect this relationship, you probably shouldn't have done that, but in my opinion, you're probably doing the right thing. He needs to respect you and he needs to start to acknowledge what he's doing wrong. This is really disrespectful. Edit: to address the comment, I have gotten a lot and I don't have time to reply every time. But did you tell him not to call you a like how he would know otherwise? Honestly, if someone has gotten to the age of 30 and did not realize that women as a whole do not like having demanding slurs used against them, they're beyond my help. This isn't something that needs to be told. I shouldn't have to go through life like, hey, man, just in case you were thinking I might be demeaning slurs against my gender used on me, I don't like Shilly. Yeah, that's not something you just go and like straight up forward tell people. If he did that before, yeah, probably she could have said it, but this is the first time, and she didn't like it. She did not expect it, so obviously this is not something that he needs to be called. And if you're about to comment something like that, let me just tell you there's no uncertain terms. Women do not like being called by men. Do not call women. If you need to be told that this is unkind, consider yourself officially told. Now you have no excuse to not to understand. Crazy. Alright, let's read about some comments. Not the a-hole. I googled the trend and it was all about seeing how women react to a knowingly offensive comment, and usually they are offended. These jokes aren't funny. Well, you reacted, he got his wish, effed around and found out. He needs to grow up. And especially when you said he's in his 30s, yeah, definitely grow the up, man. What are you talking about? Relationships are built on respect. If they don't get that, goodbye and thanks at this point. Let this be your reminder. You don't owe loyalty to someone who doesn't show you basic decency and respect, okay? Guys, next. Alright, you guys, the last one for today. Am I the a-hole for telling the girl who kissed my boyfriend for a play that she is desperate and pathetic? I don't know the whole story, so let's read. That sounds funny. I, 19 female, study drama at uni, and my boyfriend is one of the same course. My boyfriend is really good looking, but he doesn't seem to know it. He gets a lot of attention from girls, and the most part, he doesn't seem to get that they're flirting with him. I'm not generally annoyed by this and never really said anything. However, there's one girl in our class, let's call her Victoria, who's obsessed with my boyfriend. She goes out her way to be paired with him in the group activities. For example, if the professor picks groups by numbering 1, 2, 3, she will move herself to be in the same number as him. Ew. She recently stepped down from the main role in the play we're doing so she could be in a more minor one, simply because the character was in romance with my boyfriend. I know this is the case because I've heard her say to her friends that she thinks he's hot and whatnot. Ew. I have never said anything to her about it because she seems pretty insecure. I was always complaining about how she thinks she's ugly. And I don't see it as a big deal because my boyfriend doesn't care. However, we recently performed the play and had a small after party where he got slightly drunk and was bragging about how she would definitely felt something when they kissed in a play. I rolled my eyes again and ignored it until she actually went up to my boyfriend. Are you crazy? Ew. My whole reaction to this video is like, ew. She was a little bit drunk, and when she went up to him, I was there too. Victoria started saying that she knows he might have felt a spark, he is a really good kisser, etc. I snapped and sort of shouted at her that you sound incredibly desperate going after someone else's boyfriend. You are pathetic if you think stage kiss means you should be together. Period, girl. She looked super embarrassed and walked away, and I later heard she's gone home crying. I feel like it because she's obviously insecure and whatnot, and her friends haven't stopped calling me a since. Am I the a-hole? Edit, she's 100% knows that I'm his girlfriend, and I've heard her talking about me being his girlfriend before. You're not the a-hole. She does sound desperate and pathetic, and she's doing this in front of you. What kind of craziness is this? Bragging about feeling something during a scripted kiss? Peak drama. What are you talking about? Stage kiss does not equal soulmate, Victoria. And you're definitely not an a-hole for standing up for your relationship. This isn't being mean. It is just self-respect. You respect your relationship, your boyfriend respects your relationship. He doesn't care about her, obviously. You are protecting your boundaries, but remember, being kind is also really good. She disrespected you guys completely. I really hope she has learned her lessons, and hopefully next time she auditions for a solo role, because that is crazy and that is obsessive behavior no one wants. No one wants that. Let's read some comments, you guys. Not the a-hole, she took it way too far. Approaching him about it was out of line. I agree. Not the a-hole, I would even call this sexual harassment. It is incredibly creepy that she specifically went after this minor role just to kiss OP's boyfriend. What if she goes on to do this to her co-workers in the future? That is exactly what it is. This is her co-worker, right? They working on the same role, so this is incredibly disgusting and sexual harassment. That is a good point. Yuck. I guess nicer way to address her would be have been so, hey, I am sure you didn't mean to, but you're kind of a sleazy creep and making your fellow cast members very uncomfortable and completely ignoring the normal boundaries. I just wanted you to let you know. And also, that's my boyfriend in case you weren't aware of that either. Okay, thanks. I love that. I love that, Scraps for 4. Well, you're funny. That is amazing. Yeah, this definitely doesn't pass the flip gender roles test. This is 100% sexual harassment. In my opinion, OP stood up for her boyfriend in society where it's nearly impossible for men to get help when they're being sexually harassed. Yeah, this is so crazy. Women would never be punished for things like that, but if a man does that, that is 100% sexual harassment in terms of society, right? But if a woman does this, people just close their eyes on it. Not the a-hole. I wish there would be an OP to stop some things that have happened to me. I'm sorry that happened. Okay, you guys, we are done with this video. As always, make sure you write your comments down in the description below. Let me know what you think about these. These were super fun. By the way, make sure you check out all of the links below so that you get to see my second channel as well. I'm there pretty often, and it's a beauty channel, so if you like beauty, I'm on there showing how I do my makeup. Thank you for watching. I will be seeing you on my next one. Bye bye.